Hey everyone, it's Tracy Martirani here from Holistic Wellness with Tracy. Welcome back to my channel. Today is number 12 of my self-development book club books. If you haven't been following along, at the beginning of 2025, I set a reading goal to read or reread a self-development book every month, and then I decided I would also share it with you. So far, I have read 11 pretty good books. So if you're interested in checking those out, I will link all of the videos down in the description box. So what was the final book of the year? I chose to reread The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin to set myself up for a very nice 2026. The subtitle is a long one, so I'm going to read it to you. The book is The Happiness Project, or Why I Spent a Year Trying to Sing in the Morning, Clean My Closets, Fight Right, Read Aristotle, and generally have more fun. I love Gretchen Rubin. In fact, this is a reread for me. I have read The Happiness Project before, and when I went to pull it off my shelf, I also realized that I own 3 other Gretchen Rubin books, one of which was the September Self-Development Book Club book, Outer Order, Inner Calm, by Gretchen Rubin, obviously. If you missed that video, you can check that out in the links in my description box. The Happiness Project was published in 2009, but it still holds true. You can still read it today, and there's nothing in it that dates it to be 2009. You can definitely, it definitely withstood time. The reason she wrote this book, I'm going to read to you just a little bit from the dust cover. I'm actually going to skip around and just give you a couple little highlights to understand why. But she said, one day on a city bus, she realized the days are long, but the years are short. Time is passing, and I'm not focusing enough on the things that really matter. She said she wrote this book not because she was depressed or unhappy. She felt she was just sort of in that midlife malaise where she just felt she could be happier, that she was taking things for granted, and she wanted to do something about it. One of the reasons I love Gretchen Rubin is her analytical mind. She's not all woo-woo. She's a planner, she's a thinker, she's a list maker. I believe she's a lawyer, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So she set about fixing this problem very analytically by graphing it out, charting it out, and planning out her year to address some of the issues and to bring her attention, to set some resolutions, to address and bring her focus to the things that she thinks matters the most in her life. And I think you would agree that most of the things she chose probably matter to everyone. She identified 12 categories. Well, really, I think it's 11, but you'll see why. 11 categories that both the experts and her agreed on, that these were things that if she focused on them would make her happier. She assigned each of those topics a month, and then she made usually 4 to 6 resolutions tied to that theme. So do you want to hear what the themes are? First, you have to wait, because in the introduction, she shares a couple other things that I think are very, very helpful. Even if you only read the very first chapter and only read these, I think they would help. The first one, I think, as she was going through everything, she came up with what she called Gretchen's 12 commandments. So these are specific to her. You'll realize that in Commandment 1, but they are also pertinent, I think, to just about everybody. I'm going to read them to you. So, Gretchen's 12 commandments. Number 1, be Gretchen. Number 2, let it go. Number 3, act the way I want to feel. 4, do it now. 5, be polite and be fair. 6, enjoy the process. 7, spend out. 8, identify the problem. 9, lighten up. 10, do what ought to be done. 11, no calculation. 12, there is only love. Then she went on to list out her secrets of adulthood, which I just thought was cute and kind of funny. And matter of fact, I think she has a book that is called Secrets to Adulthood, that she took this and sort of ran with it. But I'm going to share just a few of them. I want to say there's a lot. There's several of them. So I want you to actually get the book and read the book. But here are a few that caught my attention that I just thought were cute. Number one, most decisions don't require extensive research. If you're like doing extensive research on a lot of different things, you're really probably just procrastinating. That was my editorial. Number two, always bring a sweater. Number three, what you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. And I quote that all the time. That's my favorite. Soap and water remove most stains. By doing a little bit every day, you can get a lot accomplished. I live by that as well. And what's fun for other people may not be fun for you, and vice versa. And like I said, there's more. Those I just thought were really cute. And just to me, my number one, again, because I quote it often, is the what you do every day matters more than you do once in a while. The whole backbone of what I do, which is to encourage people to make small incremental changes, and eventually you will be healthier, happier, and that's how you increase your holistic wellness. So I'm going to just go through for you each month with the theme and then her resolutions that she set. Now, not all of these might not pertain to you specifically. The themes, probably each individual one, maybe not, but it gives you an idea of what she's talking about through this entire book. So in January, her theme was boost energy. Her resolutions were go to sleep earlier, exercise better, toss, restore, and organize, tackle a nagging task, and act more energetic. For February, her theme was remember love. Her resolutions were quit nagging, don't expect praise or appreciation, fight right, no dumping, which I think she meant like walking in at the end of her workday and just going blah of every bad thing and every annoyance that was happened to her over the day to her husband, because nobody wants to hear that. And give proofs of love. March was aim higher. This is more like a work-related month. So her resolutions were launch a blog. Again, this is back in 2009. Enjoy the fun of failure. Ask for help. Work smart. And enjoy now. April, her theme was lighten up. Her resolutions were sing in the morning. Acknowledge the reality of people's feelings. Be a treasure house of happy memories. And take time for projects. May was be serious about play. Her resolutions were find more fun, take time to be silly, go off the path, and start a collection. June was make time for friends. Remember birthdays, be generous, show up, don't gossip, and make 3 new friends. That, I think, was ambitious. July was buy some happiness. Indulge in a modest splurge. Buy needful things. Spend out. And give something up. August was contemplate the heavens. Read more memoirs of catastrophe. Keep a gratitude notebook. And imitate a spiritual master. For me, if I was doing that month, I would probably add in read a book by a spiritual master, but whatever. September was pursue a passion. She had here write a novel, make time, forget about the results, and master a new technology. October was pay attention. So it was to meditate. It was examine true rules. It was stimulate the mind in new ways and keep a food diary. And November was keep a contented heart. Laugh out loud, use good manners, give positive reviews, find an area of refuge. And then December, she just called Boot Camp Perfect, where she wanted a month to just continue on keeping all of these resolutions, because it wasn't just do that for that one month, right? It was everything is cumulative through the whole year. So December was just a hold steady and experience all of these all at one time for a whole month, which really she did in November as well, but everything should be sort of habit by now, right? That's the idea. Now, a lot of these, when you just hear the resolution themselves, you can kind of figure out what she's talking about. Some of them, not so much. So that's where the book comes along, and she explains each one, why she chose it, what it meant to her, and it gives you ideas on how you could maybe tweak that to your life, or some of them just be like, yep, nope, that wouldn't be for me at all. Which leads me to, if you were to read this book, which I highly recommend you do, even if you have no intentions of setting resolutions or doing a whole year of a happiness project, that's fine. Just reading the book will inspire you to make a few just small changes in how you look at the world. But if you want to do more, there are a few ways you could use this book to create your own happiness project. And I'm going to use that in quotes because, is it really a happiness project if you're only doing a couple? I think so. So the first would be read the book and set up your own happiness project just as she did. Use her themes, use her resolutions, and just see where it leads you. Secondly, you could use her themes for every month, but personalize the resolutions to something a little bit more meaningful to you, or even minimize. I mean, some of these, she did have like 6, some months, yeah, she had 6, where was it? Some were only 4, but I know there was at least one month, oh, maybe that's only 5, 4 to 5 resolutions a month, but that's a lot. So maybe even using her themes and then just picking 1 or 2 resolutions for each theme that you think would be beneficial to you. Third would be maybe to use a couple of her themes that made sense and then create other themes that make more sense to you. Maybe you have plenty of friends and that month about making more friends didn't make any sense. Or maybe you don't work anymore, so the month focused on work might not quite make sense. Maybe instead you want to focus that on, your home, or, personalize it. Number 4 would be ignore all the themes. Just look through all of her resolutions and pick 2 or 3 of them to make those your New Year's resolutions and just carry those forward, right? And then 5 would be to just find a little bit of inspiration. Like I said, just find a little inspiration from the book to carry into your own life. You don't have to create the whole project. You don't have to spend a year working on yourself to get a benefit from this book. So thank you so much for joining. I hope you will pick up a copy of The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. It really is worth the read. It's cute, it's lighthearted, and it will inspire you to think a little more positively about your own life. Have a great day.